Sylvia Plath. Sylvia Plath is a poet who's known for being a little bit dark in the way she writes, and part of that darkness is the fact that she suffered from some mental illnesses. She was depressed. Eventually, sadly, she committed suicide. She was also in a marriage with a husband who was arguably abusive, and she had a lot of challenges. She wanted to be an artist. She also had the demands of being a wife to, like I said, a man who was also an artist, and she also had children, and she had to take care of them. So she had all of these different conflicts. In this poem, I like to think about it as a series of contrasts, and we see that in the antithesis of the title and the first line. So the title is I am vertical, and then we have antithesis in the second line that connects it, but I would rather be horizontal. When we talk about vertical, we say standing up straight. When we think of horizontal, we think of resting, sleeping, or perhaps even being dead. And she touches on each of these possibilities throughout the poem. In this first stanza, she discusses how she sees herself, and she compares herself to vertical things. So she talks about other vertical things. She talks about trees and how they last for a long time, that in each march they gleam into leaf. She also talks about the bed of flowers, the beauty of a garden bed that attracts its share of ahs, and spectacularly painted, unknowing I must soon unpetal. She seems to be really impressed by flowers which are beautiful, spectacularly painted, and unaware of the fact that they are not very long for the world. So she says, compared with me, a tree is immortal. Trees last much longer than people. And a flower head, not tall, but more startling. And I want one's longevity, the tree's longevity, and the other's daring. In the second stanza, she talks about time. She says now, as in tonight, and then that's contrasted with later. So tonight, in the infinitesimal light of the stars, the trees and flowers have been spewing their cool odors. So she marvels in the beauty of the evening. And then she says, sometimes I think that when I am sleeping, I must most perfectly resemble them, thoughts gone dim. I'm not really sure why she says that she resembles them and this idea of thoughts gone dim, but I think she's aware also that in addition to having to be beautiful and having to be strong like a tree, beautiful like a flower, strong like a tree, she also is aware that those things have those qualities, but they don't think. And she says, it is more natural to me lying down, which is where a bit of this darkness comes into place. And she says, then the sky and I are in open conversation. Well, okay, so tonight she's walking with the trees. Then, when she's lying down, she will be in open conversations with the sky. I love this rhyme, the sky and I are in open conversations. And then she says, and I shall be useful when I lie down finally, which of course is a reference to death. And she says, then the trees may touch me for once, and the flowers have time for me. There's definitely a lot to think about in this poem. I hope you enjoyed it.